Hi everyone, Melissa here. Today I'm going to be doing my first impressions for a small dip powder company, and then I'm going to be doing a cute little Valentine's Day mani, my first one. So the company I'm doing my first impression on today is Layla Rain Nail Dip. They're a small company, and I'm excited to try her liquids out. So she sent me actually some powders as well. She sent me quite a few things to test. This kit is one of the things that came. I don't know if some of these tools are things that she normally sends with her orders, but she also let me pick out a cuticle oil scent, and she sent me these cute little glitters. So let me get into what I got here. So I've got a little buffing block, pink little buffing block, a file. There's a orange stick for cleanup, cuticle cleanup. My cuticle oil, I got the scent Hot Chocolate, which smells just like hot chocolate. And we'll try this out at the end. We'll see like the thickness, how well that applies. And she also sent me these really cute pink bow glitters, which I'm not going to be using today, but they're cute. She also sent me her the Honeymoon Trio, which is a few glitter, or no, sorry, it's a chunky glitter called Blushing Hearts, a pink called Strawberry Whipped Cream, and another glitter called Champagne Toast. And I went ahead and swatched these ahead of time. So I have looked at the powders and everything already. So this is the Honeymoon Trio. It is really cute. The swatches on our website are beautiful for these. I love this chunky. There are all kinds of different shapes. Such a dynamic glitter. There are lots of different sizes of glitter in there, including some heart glitters. So it's really cute. And I really like this light pink. It's a nice smooth white pink, a light pink. She did also send me her Mauves collection. I'm not going to be using that today, but I did swatch it. So it is these. One of the main reasons I'm not going to be using it today is, honestly, to me, they were just a little grainy. I don't know if that's the design. I don't know if that was intentional, but it seemed as though maybe the pigment wasn't integrating very well with the base. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. They're right up my alley. I'm a mauve person all the way, but there's like a little bit of a grainy spottiness in there that I don't personally love. Some people might like that look. It's just not for me. And then this really beautiful rose gold glitter. I do love this, and I do plan to use this. So what I am going to be using today, though, is Strawberry Whipped Cream, the Blushing Hearts, and then Double Dipped Gratitude, because it matches the pink of Blushing Hearts really, really well. So I'm excited to be using these. I'm also going to use most of the tools she sent me. Any tools I'm not going to be using will just be anything that she didn't provide. So anything else I need will be whatever I have. So as the liquids here, we've got step 1 base. I have a step 2, the activator, step 3, the glossy top coat, and step 4 would be a brush saver. So this is for like if your brush hardens, you'll use this to loosen it up, or if you get staining or glitter or anything in your brush and you need to clean it, it's great for that too. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive into this. I'm actually going to be using my Double Dip Builder Gel to apply this chunky glitter. I hate applying chunky glitters. It's such a chore. I hate the soak off of it. I mean, there are just so many different aspects of chunky glitter that I tend to avoid because they can be difficult, but I'm hoping that with this method, it'll make it easier for me and I won't avoid them quite as much. So we're gonna try this out and see how it works. I'm also going to be doing a really cute Valentine's Day design. A nail artist on Instagram, Bedazzled Nails, requested that I try this, and I saw it and it was cute and I wanted to, and then I saw this chunky glitter and I knew that this was going to be the design I was going to try it on. So I'm going to be trying that design out. I'll put it right here. It's an original design by Wally Nails on Instagram, so you can look that up and see their work. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm going to dip out solid. I'm actually going to do a dip of gratitude on the nail. I'm going to be doing the chunky glitter on as well, just so that there's a base color underneath in case there's not full and total coverage of glitter with this technique. And then the rest will be with strawberry whipped cream. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have my nails, I have builder gel on my nails. I did a layer of the gel top coat to top it, and then 2 layers of peel base on there. I'm actually gonna do a 3rd layer of peel base on the nail, where I'm gonna be doing the chunky glitter just to make sure that it pops off nicely. Okay, that will dry while we are talking about these. Now, first thing I notice about these liquids that I like is that the brush goes down nearly to the bottom of the bottle. Not entirely, but far enough. Got it open. There is no rubber plug here in the neck, which some people like, some people don't. It can cause a problem if you're not careful, because it means that base can get over the top with the super glue, the resin, and cause the top to glue on. So you just have to be careful with that. Make sure that we are only wiping off excess on the inside of the neck. I also notice this brush is really small, which can be good for people with smaller nail beds. It can be good to get into tight places. I personally like a slightly larger brush just because I have a larger nail and I like to fan it up into my cuticle, and if it's too small, it doesn't fan in there as well. But we'll try this out and see how it works. I'm gonna start with Gratitude by Double Dipped. We're gonna dip the pinky. Now we'll see dry time, and this is gonna be a real good test of dry time because dip liquids tend to dry a little bit quicker directly over peel base. Usually I'll do a layer of the dip liquid and let it dry before I dip or anything, just to make sure, but it's still, I'm gonna do it this way now because it's a good test. So brush still fans out okay. It fits my pinky all right. My pinky is smaller. Okay, so we did get a couple spots that dried up. So I'd say it has a quick to medium dry time. So it didn't fully dry, but there are definitely spots where it did dry before I was able to get the dip done, which is not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and do a full layer of the base and let it dry on this one because I do need this one coat of dip to be full coverage. Okay, so that's a pretty decent thickness for 3 dips. I'm not going too thin with the layers. I'm applying pretty good layers. But I like getting this kind of thickness in 3 dips. It's good for me, and then I can file down. It's not too crazy. The builder gel also adds strength, so I don't have to worry about cracking or chipping or anything. Another thing that I'm noticing as I apply this, I'm not wearing my mask. I know some of you are going to yell at me. That's okay. I take one for the team occasionally, and I like to test and see how these smell, how strong they are. And I'm actually pretty close to my face when I'm applying this right now, and I have not smelled these liquids yet at all. So that's a really good thing. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next color, and we're just going to get this dipped out and whipped out. Okay, so I did 3 full dips of strawberry whipped cream on each of these. The powder is a nice consistency. It's not chalky or anything. I did find a few pigment spots, like a brighter pink, floating around in there, but I was able to avoid them pretty easily, and they didn't mess up my dip in any way. And I find that the base went on pretty well. I did end up smelling the base, and I got a little bit of burning in my eyes, but that's pretty much expected with how close I was to the liquid as I applied it. I never expect a liquid to have no scent. I don't think that's possible, but considering how close I was to only get a whiff towards the end, really not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate all of these and see how they file out, and then we'll get into the rest of the design. Okay, filing is done. I think they buffed out pretty nicely. I like how smooth this pink color gets. I will say that the pigment seemed to buff off a little bit when I was buffing the nail, and that happens when there are bright pigments mixed into white, but I actually think it made it even softer, and I really love the color it turned out. It definitely is deserving of the name Strawberry Whipped Cream, because that's what this is reminding me of for sure. So now that these are all filed out, I'm going to go ahead and do the chunky nail. So what I'm going to start with is do a layer of gel base over the dip powder. This is going to help make sure that the builder gel will stay on and adhere properly. So I'm just going to do one quick layer of gel base and cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, I'm going to be using a nail form for this that is about a size larger than the one that I usually use for this nail. We'll give it a little bit of room for the glitter to go in. So I'm going to start by putting a layer of the builder gel in the form, and it doesn't need to fill the whole thing. You can actually fill it probably right about to where your nail ends, or even actually just a little bit lower, because the gel is going to push up a little bit and out. So we're just going to apply a pretty thin layer of this. Chunky glitter here, and usually there's kind of loose glitters floating at the top, and your clear powder and stuff will be further at the bottom. That's usually how it goes. If you haven't shook this up, you can always tap to make sure that's what's happening. And I'm just gonna gently dump some of the glitter out and into the form. I'm doing it over the lid so that the lid will catch it. And I can tap out the excess. Then you can see if there are any spots that are missing pieces. You can try and pour in there. Now is the moment of truth. I don't have any huge glitters that caught in here. As you can see, there are some larger heart pieces in here that I didn't catch any in here. Okay. So now we're going to apply this, see how it works. I have not done this on an actual nail yet, so this will be fun. I don't think we want to push down too hard. We don't want to move the glitter around too much, but just enough that is on that nail and covering the sides too. And we're going to go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds. All right, not too shabby. We definitely have some spots that didn't get coverage as well, which is okay. I'm going to clip this with my nippers, and I'm gonna file just a little bit here around the cuticle and the side, and we're going to assess the situation. Okay, so this is not too bad at all, and I love that it comes out really smooth on the top, so it's not going to require extra layers to be able to buff it out and get that smoothness. The form really gives you that, which is great. You can end up with little bare spots that don't have perfect coverage, but that's why we have a complementary color underneath to kind of fill in those gaps. However, if you'd like to, you can always add a little more builder gel and put a few more glitters in there to fill in spaces, cure and put more. So that's something you can do. Actually, I think I might. We're gonna show how to do that. I'm just gonna grab small pieces because I don't want this to become thick at the cuticle line. All right, once you're good with that, I'm going to cure it. I didn't need to put a lot, just right by that cuticle there was just a nice bare spot. I wanted to fill that in. Okay, now I've cured that, I'm just gonna do a thin layer over the top now of the builder gel to encapsulate the glitters I just placed so that we can buff it out. Okay, for this design, I'm going to be using my Double Dipped base coat, gel base coat. I'm just gonna drop a drop of it here. I'm just using the nail form again because it's there. And I'm going to use my small detail brush. You could use a small dotting tool if that's easier for you to have control. You can also use, they have like stencils, things like that that you can use to get the shapes that you want if you're not good at freehanding this kind of thing. There are lots of ways to get the shapes, but I'm going to basically draw out the shape of a couple hearts layered together on the nail with my gel base. And fill it in. Okay, and the two hearts kind of overlap, so they kind of bleed into each other. And this doesn't have to be perfect, this outline, because your glitters are going to go into it, and then the final outline of the hearts is going to be drawn on, so that will clean up any messy edges you have here. I am going to flash cure this, and by flash cure I mean like half a second, but I'm only doing that to try and keep the base in place, try and keep the liquid in place. So now I'm going to start by doing a little pour over, just a little bit, trying to isolate just the glitters to get them to stick to that base coat. In a nice way. You could also pick out which glitters you want and place them by hand. It's a much more time-consuming process, but I am going to be kind of moving them around to make sure they are where I want them to be. Alright, once you're happy with where the glitters are, we can cure these. Okay, now that's cured in place. We'll wipe off just to make sure. And I'm going to do a layer or two of clear dip base over the top. Right now I'm going to activate this and I'm going to file it nice and smooth, and I'm going to go ahead and buff this one smooth also. Alright, now I've got everything all filed out. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the design on this nail here. So I'm going to be using my Micron pen, my 0.25 millimeter line. Nice fine line. And the beauty of this design is it's kind of like a sketchy draw. It's not perfect and super straight line heart, so we can kind of give it a sketched out shape here. Okay, once you have those hearts outlined, you're happy with the kind of look of it. This design also had some cute little, like, just little dots. And again, they're not perfect. They're just kind of placed there as another element. So, just a few dots here and some little guys over here. And that's it. That'll do it. So I'm going to let this dry for just a little bit. I'm actually going to do a gel top coat on these two, just because this one has builder gel, and then gel top coat just makes sure that ink doesn't smear. If I'm going to be pulling out the gel top coat, I may as well use it on both. And then we will try out the Layla Rain glass top coat on the other nails. Okay, now those are cured, so we're going to apply the activator on these nails again. Now when I use new liquids, I always follow what the company recommends as far as timing, because I know that liquids work differently. They don't all work the same. You need to make sure you're following the recommended timing or you're not going to get a good result. So for these, the recommended timing was to wait 1 minute after activation to apply the top coat. So that is what I'm going to do. Okay, so it has been 1 minute now, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this top coat. All right, let's see how long that takes to dry. So far that was very nice. There was no brush hardening. It applied very nicely. It It is very glossy, which I like. The top coat did seem to be a bit stronger as far as smell went than the base coat was. I got a pretty big whiff of it, and I'm gonna do a sinus rinse after this to make sure I don't get any symptoms. It seems to be shrinking a little bit as it dries, but it could just be because this is a new top coat to me, so I'm not that familiar with it. So I'm not gonna knock it for that. What I mean by shrinking is it kind of starts to shrivel and you can see a little bit of wrinkles in it. It's usually something you see in the first coat. So I wonder if 3 coats of this would be good, but we're just gonna go with this for now. Either way, I mean, it's a pretty nice finish. I liked how it applied. Again, the same brush as the base coat, which I don't love the tiny brushes just because I have such large nails. So they don't work amazingly on me. They're a little more difficult. But other than that, the application of these is very nice. The base coat seemed to be self-leveling. And the top coat, brush not hardening is always like the thing I look for. So I'm going to rinse my hands off real quick. Now they are dry. It took a couple minutes, not too bad. But again, it did shrink a bit as it dried. So I'm gonna go rinse these off and then we'll try out the cuticle oil. So here we are, just rinsed off. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this cuticle pen, hot chocolate. So the smells really nice. I like this smell a lot. It is a little bit thinner as far as cuticle oils than I am used to. And it isn't absorbing as quickly as I'm used to, but it seems to be very nice. This is one that I will have to use for a little while to see just how it works, how well it works. I'm actually gonna put this on all of them. No, I really like this smell. She had a lot of really good scents. I had a hard time picking which one I wanted to try. So you should go and take a look at that. I do have a discount code if you're interested in trying these products. It is Melissa10. I will put that below. I do not get anything for this discount code. I want to make that clear. I don't get anything for this. This is only for your benefit. So if you'd like to try it, you can get a little bit of a discount on these products. But definitely something to check out. I love supporting small businesses, women that work at home just trying to support their family. That's my favorite kind of business to support. So check her stuff out. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.